And this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it?
What's up, guys? Masta Styles here, bringing you another Let's Play Eternal Evolution episode. And today, for this episode, I'm going to cover bonus stats, and I'll talk about all that is going on in the game and what is relevant to this account. So first thing I want to address is the interaction. I need you guys to interact because at the end of the day, I want to help you guys, especially with this series. I want to do a new player guide. I want to do all of those fun stuff so I can help you out. The only way I can do that is if you interact. And the best way to do that is to comment down below. Whatever you're struggling with, let me know. I can eventually make a video about it, and I'll eventually go live and do a Let's Play Eternal Evolution episode. So I just wanted to cover that. You know, I make content and I would love for you guys to give me some feedback in terms of the content or what you guys are struggling. So today I want to talk more about some of the stats that are in the game and some of the stats you want to focus on. You may know about them, you might not know about them, and the new person that's joining the squad. So of course we're going to do some summoning. We have a new banner in the game with Suresh, Dominic, and Batuo. But at the end of the episode, I want to close it out with a little bit of Twilight Lands, and I want to do a walkthrough of Twilight Lands. But first we're going to start out with picking who we're going to summon for, which is Dominic. As of right now, he's the #1 hero in the game in terms of usability and where he can be plugged in and how you can use him, especially for PvE content and PvP. So boom, this is the first time I've gotten a triple S hero on this account outside of Pity. Yes, you can count the second copy of Leo that I got, do that double pull. You gotta go check out that second episode of the No Money Spent series. But Dominic is here. I was gonna pass on summoning for Dominic because I know that in the next update there's gonna be a new hero added to the game. But I was like, you know what? It's good to have Dominic because I already have Rickard and Batuo. So to continue that assassin team, I also have Fiona too. So to make that assassin team better, it's best that we get Dominic. We'll get enough resources to get the new hero because it's only one, so you only need 60. It's not like it's 4 new heroes. And you know, let's pick up the gene hybrid here because I made that mistake in the last video that I made. Go check it out. I'll pin it up here somewhere. But Dominic is here, which is great. We're gonna find ways to plug him in and continue to work on him. But right now, another thing I want to talk about is who do you focus on? And my strategy for my main account is to evolve the hero as the banner is live. But for free to play, it might be a little bit different because you may not have the resources. And here I was trying to get to the resources additional resources that I got in the guild hunt, but I can't access them, which is pretty weird because I'm like, I have about 15 limited tickets that I got from doing a set amount of damage, but I can't access it until the guild hunt starts. So that's kind of weird. They need to fix that. So first we're going to take a look at our levels. I am inching closer to that 240 mark, and I already have one copy of the Gene Mutation Crystal 2, which I'm going to use on Sif. And by the end of Twilight Lands, depending on if I make it to 10th place, I will get another copy. And here we're just going over the triple S's that I have and who I need to focus. I do have 2 gene hybrids, but I'm going to hold on to those to see what this new energy hero has and what they bring to the table, because again, I need another damage dealer. I already have 2, which is Sif and Batuo, and also Dom, but he's low level. So for me, I just want to make sure I have 3 damage dealers and I can run 2 supports. So of course Sif is here. I talked about Sif should have been in the giant tower, but she's not. Hopefully she comes out in the next giant tower, because if not, you already know it's gonna start to look like another Northeon situation. So now let's transition to the stats that I was talking about when it comes to this game. One of the main ones is guild technology. You want to make sure you constantly update this, because this is where you get your bonus stats, the best stats that you're going to get, which is it's like an additional gear on your heroes. And if you want me to go deeper on this one, you need to comment down below. Next is the trophy room. You want to make sure you fill this out, but pick trophies that are relevant to the heroes that you have. And here you want to make sure anytime you get a chance to pick up these keys, pick them up, because every trophy that's added to your trophy case is pretty much additional stats depending on the trophy that you're using. Another thing is also your prototypes. If you get 3 pieces of a set, you get all hero bonus, which is additional stats. And you want to make sure you get all of these prototypes because it's going to help you in the long run. And depending on the level of the prototypes, the higher the bonus stats are. And I feel like some of these things you may not even pay attention to them, but you want to make sure you're on top of getting all the prototypes you can, depending on if you spend money on the game or not. It's up to you. And you see here, the higher it goes, the higher the percentage goes. Yes, it's small, but overall it's additional bonus stats, so you can't go wrong with that. And again, if you farm Terradome every day, you'll continue to get these prototypes over time. Another thing is, which is very obvious, and it's the gears that you place on your heroes. These are key. Obviously, you get bonus stats from running certain sets. That is another way you can get bonus stats. Another way is also your commanders. So depending on the level that you have, once you hit level 50, you can do rerolls of the substats that you have here, and you also get bonus levels from the heroes that are in the picture. You want to make sure you get to level 50 so you can reroll for your ideal stats. But here I'm at level 35 and I have a long way to go. So now we're going to transition into Twilight Land. So here, as you can see, we have Tank Bond, Vanguard Bond, Hunter Bond. I cannot beat none of those except for the Tank Bond. So I'm going to go through a little process here and how I deal with situations like this. I have the new hero here, and of course I also don't have too many good tanks. I only have 2 SSS tanks and I have Boar, so I'm going to end up using him. You want to make sure you use a tank commander, because if you don't, it's going to be tough to beat this level. And the thing is, I like to go and test to see where we can go, and depending on how I do, I may crash into it, but I know that when it comes to this one, it's very tough. If RNG is in your favor, you can beat it. If your tanks are at a high enough level, this is very easy, but when it's not, you gotta try different sequences to see what works. Here I'm running Res because I wanted to get more of Teresh's ultimate out. The one thing to note about Teresh is that his ultimate takes a long time to get online, and that's why I was running Res. But this one isn't gonna work because they actually jump behind Teresh, and I need somebody else for the enemies to focus on. Once they lock onto something, so see, everybody's dying very quick because they're jumping around, they're spread out. You want to keep them in one group. So it looks like I'm going to have to restart this. I don't want my tanks to die because, again, it's going to take me a long time to clear this level. And that's one of the other things too, is like, if I can beat a level faster, I'll try to do different things to make it so we can progress, instead of sending all your heroes at this one and you only make minimal progression. So here I was actually going to think about using Boar, but he's at low level and I have to invest in him, which is probably not the greatest idea, because at the end of the day, once you get him to a higher level, you're still going to have the same struggles. So I came back, I leveled up Boar instead, and then I was like, you know what, let me just slap another support in there and see if that helps. But let's see how it goes, because again, it's all about, let's see how much I can progress, because I can also send in all my heroes and take this down in 2 days, or I could try to beat it here. And now I'm more about beating it here. So Boar dies, they're behind us, the support's gonna fall, let's try again. So this time I was like, okay, we need somebody who's going to bring some damage but at the same time, they need to survive. So I thought Batuo is the best choice because she's in the front line. She's very squishy. So the next person that you gotta go to is Sif. Sif is that girl, and this is why I hope they don't put her behind a paywall because of the value that she brings. So Sif is going to help us out here, make this one easy. You know, in the beginning it looked like I couldn't beat it, but watch this. It's gonna be very simple. I do like this new tank because he's pretty much a support tank because he gives shield, he heals himself, and he's awesome. So again, very easy. They're not even looking at the support, which is good, and we're just gonna easily take it down, which is how you gotta do it. If you wanna, you know, send all your heroes in there, it's probably gonna be tough outside of using tanks. And the tank bond is one of the bonds that I can beat, and it's not that tough after a while once you get the right RNG. But Sif is an amazing character. Obviously, Thresh is good. So if you want to summon for Thresh, I do suggest that you do if you already have Dominic. And Barag is great too, but you got to get him to a higher level to really get the progression out of him. So I want to thank you guys for watching and checking out my content. Obviously, if you subscribe, I appreciate you subscribing. And look out our progress in Twilight Lands. By the next Twilight Lands, we should at least be touching 15. And I'm happy for the progress that we have made. If you've been watching this series since No Money Spent and all the way into Let's Play Eternal Evolution, I appreciate you. Until the next episode, don't forget to comment down below what you're struggling with. Peace.